Hello ladies and gentlemen, toy enthusiasts and those new to Tough Nerd Toys LLC. I'm your host Uncle Nerd and welcome to another episode of Busted Open. Busting it open since 2007. And today we'll be reviewing Marvel Legends series X-Men's Build-A-Figure Juggernaut. Cain Marco's mother died when he was very young, leaving him to a life of psychological and physical torment at the hands of his abusive father, atomic researcher Dr. Kurt Marco. Following the death of his colleagues, Dr. Brian Xavier, Kurt married Xavier's widow, Sharon, and she and Cain took up residence in Xavier's Westchester mansion with Sharon and her young son Charles. Kurt seemingly preferred Charles to his own son, which consumed Cain with jealousy, and he took to bullying his stepbrother. Cain's father continued to beat him, but Cain did not suffer the abuse alone. Experienced at the use of his emerging mutant telepathic powers, Charles shared the pain and inadvertently learned of Cain's jealousy towards him. This only ensured that Cain would forever hate Charles for his unwilling betrayal. After an argument with his father, Cain accidentally caused a fire to engulf his father's home laboratory. Kurt saved Charles first and then went back for Cain, reinforcing Cain's belief that his father loved Charles more than he. Kurt died of smoke inhalation, but not before warning Charles to always be aware of Cain. Soon after, both Cain and Charles were drafted into the military service and served in the same unit. When Cain deserted under fire during a mission in Asia, Charles pursued him, hoping to convince his stepbrother to return to his own accord. Charles followed Cain into a cave that housed the lost temple of Cyttorak, a powerful mystical entity. Therein, Cain unearthed the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak, and upon touching it, it was transformed by its mystical energies into a human Juggernaut. A subsequent cave-in buried Cain, and Charles believed his stepbrother dead. Cain eventually dug himself free and made his way to America, where he sought to use his newfound strength to extract revenge on Charles. However, he was defeated on every attempt by the X-Men, a team of mutant adventurers fighting to preserve Charles' dream of peace coexistence between humans and mutants. Cain then formed a criminal partnership with the mutant mercenary Black Tom Cassidy, and the pair soon became two of the world's most wanted criminals. Juggernaut's powers and abilities. The Juggernaut originally possessed untold mystical power which enhanced his strength to an unknown degree and made him a seemingly irresistible, unstoppable being. Once he began to walk in a given direction, no obstacle of force on Earth was able to stop him. Some obstacles, for example, many tons of rock or forces such as plasma discharge cannons, slowed his pace considerably, but nothing stopped him permanently from advancing. The Juggernaut was, however, vulnerable to magic forces of sufficient strength. Besides giving him vast superhuman strength, the mystical energy of Cyttorak gave the Juggernaut an extraordinary degree of resistance to all forms of injury. The Juggernaut could also shield himself even further from injury by mentally surrounding himself with a force field enveloped by this field. The Juggernaut has been seen to survive the fire explosion of a truck transporting a huge quantity of oil without any injury whatsoever. The Juggernaut could survive indefinitely without food, water, or oxygen thanks to his being sustained by its mystical energies alone. In the past, the Juggernaut has temporarily possessed telepathic abilities and certain mystical powers, all of which he has since lost. Recently, however, the Juggernaut has been stripped of its mystical energy, including his personal force field. He still possesses superhuman strength, endurance, and durability due to his years of absorbing the mystical energy of the Cyttorak, but the current upper limit of these traits is yet to be known. So today we're going to check out, well, we don't have to bust open a package. We just got to build this big guy and see if he's worth the scratch. I'm hoping he lives up to the Marvel Select one. So let's check it out. So here we finally have all the pieces to Juggernaut, and as I stated before, we're going to put this guy together, okay? And then we're going to do a comparison as well. So, you know, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I would cue the Voltron music, but I can't because last time I did that, they gave me a copyright strike because Voltron is owned by somebody. But, you know, I was trying to tell them I'm just doing it for fun, but they didn't want to hear it. So we're going to put him together. As you can see, we have the 2 arms right here, 2 legs, head, belt right here. And the torso. The torso somebody put together, not paying attention and just like messing with my stuff down here, and I told them not to because they don't pay attention to stuff like they're supposed to, but it, you know, it looks pretty good right here. So, you know, I did try to pull it apart, but once you put these guys together, especially the Build-A-Figures, they're made to stay together, you know. So Yeah, we got all the parts right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts, right? 2, 4, 6, yep, 8 parts. So we're gonna put them together, which should be real easy. Now this one seems like the leg that goes right there. Pop that on there. That's on securely. Take the other leg, pop that one on right there. Wait, did I put them? Okay. Whew. I'm about to say I didn't want to mix match the legs because I mean it would have been horrible trying to reattach, like take these legs apart. Let's bring it a little bit closer so we can see. We got the legs right there. Oh no, I meant to put on the belt. You see that? Let's see if I can pull these legs off. Okay, there we go. Okay, so look, I got it on, okay? And let's make sure we put the right feet on here. Okay, so this would be the... Okay. That'll be the right leg. Put that on. Come on. Okay. That's a little bit forward right there. Focus right there. Hold on, it just got out of focus for some. There we go. Put that on there. Okay, it's looking good so far. I love Juggernaut. Love Juggernaut. Juggernaut is one of my favorites. Okay, so we got the left arm right here. Full articulation, full detail, wrist swivels, everything. I'm gonna pop that in there in that socket right there. You see it? I'll pop that in there. There we have it. And we're gonna do the other arm right here. Okay, that's in securely, I guess. And then what we finally got left is this wonderful head sculpt that they did right here. It looks pretty good. Like if you can like trying to focus it a little bit, you can see like he has a cracked tooth and stuff like that. You can't pull the head out like I thought before. Like I forgot which Marvel Legend had this head right here, and I thought maybe you could pull the head out and he would have like a little mullet cut on the top, but no. And it's made like a little vinyl plastic, but it's hard. And this guy has some pretty good heft to him, so let's pop this head on right here. And there we have Juggernaut. Bring that back a little bit so you guys can see him. Now he's standing at about, let's see. Juggernaut is standing at 8.5 inches. Which I thought he would be a little bit bigger, but he's actually still pretty cool. I like him. I mean, I really like him. So I mean, like the detail and articulation is the same. The head doesn't sit as flush as it should. If you can look under here and see, it doesn't sit as flush as it should. Like, you know, because like usually this piece right here is just all one piece, you know, like with the Juggernaut character. But I see what they were trying to go with, and given like, you know, I don't know, I guess given like the price that you're getting them for, can't really expect too much. And it's not bad though. It's not bad. Not that much shading in terms of detail or like painting and stuff like that. But the paint apps on it are pretty smooth. They're direct. They're not bleeding. Nothing looks like it's just like a mishap. I like the way the boots look in a way. The boots look real cool. I've always loved like the big thighs and the boots and like the colonial boots that Marvel characters would mainly have a lot. And I've always loved like, you know, like the wrist guards and the brass knuckle, like the copper cement knuckles or composite cement knuckles that he always had. But he looks pretty good. Belt has pretty decent detail. You know, you can't pull it off or anything like that. Great Juggernaut. Great Juggernaut. And you can see his blue eyes in between the mask right here. If you look real good, you can see like his blue eyes. But he looks cool. He looks real cool. They did a great job on him. Got some foot pegs on the bottom. As I told you before, he's standing at like, what is it? 8.5 inches. I expect him to be a little bit taller, but he's not bad. He's not bad at all. Not bad at all. So you know what? I'm going to try him next to one of my classic. I think this is a Toy Biz Marvel Legend right here. And he looks, got him right next to the Thing right there, which is one of my favorite, another one of my favorite characters. And I think he fits well. He fits well. Me myself, I kind of like to hunch my Juggernaut over a little bit, make him look more brutish. So yeah, he looks pretty cool right there. And here he is next to the most recent one I've reviewed, Darkhawk. And Darkhawk, let's see how he stands up against, standing next to, looks high, well, how he looks next to Darkhawk. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Great job, Hasbro. Not bad, not bad. But we're gonna take some pictures of him, or I'm gonna let you guys check out some pictures of him, and let me know what you think of him, okay? As I told you, I was gonna do a side-by-side comparison with him next to one of my favorite Marvel Select figures, and that is Juggernaut himself, the other Juggernaut, the Marvel Select version. And yeah, as you can see, there's actually no comparison. I don't get me wrong, I like this one. This is one I'm gonna use to like play with other figures with. But like this one right here, oh my goodness. Like you know, it's like night and day. And you see what I was talking about in terms of like the helmet connecting completely around Juggernaut, where like here there's some gappage and stuff like that, and that's due to the I know I pushed it down all the way. Yeah, so that's due to the design or the sculpt, or you know, the them putting them together, or didn't pretty much take the time to evaluate how this is going to look. And I think this is the major downside that I have to this Juggernaut, is the helmet just being completely separated from the body. Whereas though, like with this right here, you can move the head side to side. It's just enough. It's just enough. It embodies Juggernaut completely. And I don't know if I went into the articulation of this guy, but the arm goes all the way around. Head goes all the way around completely, as you can see. Nice ab crunch. Leg goes forward. Leg goes back. Bend at the knee. Double hinge knee. Rocker, pivot. Everything you want that can go on at the ankle right there. Swivels at the wrist, goes all the way around, up and down. You know, you got a lot of mobility with this figure, so I can say that. You can actually put him in some funky poses too. So, I mean, especially for a big figure. And usually there's limited articulation, or like it's usually limited due to the sculpt and everything. But he looks good. He's real good. He's real good as far as posability and everything like that. And he's easy to stand up too. I'm not having any issue standing him up. But yeah, in comparison to him next to the Marvel Select Juggernaut, there's no comparison. You're comparing apples to oranges, or VHS to DVD. So, you know what I mean? We're going to do a quick comparison with him next to his stepbrother. Hey, Charles. Hey, Charles. And that's a Toy Biz figure as well. That's not Marvel. That's not a Hasbro figure. That's the classic Toy Biz. And that and not to get off topic, but Toy Biz was a wonderful company. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Not saying Hasbro doesn't do some good work, but Toy Biz used to put that work in. I'm telling you. And here he is next to, let's see, you know what? Let's put him next to my boy, my other Toy Biz figure that I like a lot right here too. Next to Bishop. And again, he still scales in real nice. He scales in real nice. He's definitely like the right size to be playing with X-Men and other figures, so on and so forth. I would pretty much say this is like 1990s or like 90s Juggernaut. Where like the Marvel Select one is more of a recent early 2000s Juggernaut. And yeah, that's him next to Bishop. Looking good. Yeah, I love Bishop. I want them to do another figure, but you know, even though I know this one, to me, in a way, I like Bishop big and muscular, but I don't know. It was something I always had a problem with him, as him being so big and muscular, even though he is a big guy. But I've always loved the face sculpt on him. But getting him out the way, put him next to another one of my all-time favorite recent Marvel Legends, Deathhead. And he's taller than Deathhead, which is natural. And Deathhead is a tall character himself. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I still say that my Marvel Select one will be my go-to Juggernaut. And one last comparison, which has absolutely nothing to do with the franchise, but I just like to do it every now and then because I do crossover battles. We got him next to He-Man. And that would be a good battle. You know what? In the comments down below, who do you think would win in a fight between He-Man and Juggernaut? I already know. It's not even, it's a no-brainer. It is an absolute no-brainer. So yeah. This is the Build-A-Figure that came within the X-Men line. The next line we'll be definitely doing is another X-Men line, and I think that one has Warlock in it, or I forgot his name, but yeah, he's like a techno-organic being. I remember him in the New Mutants and stuff like that. But yeah, so That's it for Juggernaut. I mean, like, if you have any questions or comments or down, just list them down below. He's not a bad figure. He's not a bad figure, but he's not the, out of the two, if you don't have the Marvel Select one, then yeah, this one will definitely do. But I think they still have the Marvel Select one for sale on Amazon. You could probably catch them on Amazon and eBay for a pretty decent price. So if you see them, it's good to grab them up instead of having to go and spend all that money to get this guy right here. Again, pardon me, allergies acting up as usual, but I just wanted you guys to see my review of the Build-A-Figure with Juggernaut. Oh yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I really like it. I don't know. I think it's the headpiece that's really bothering me the most. This part right here. This is the part that's bothering me the most because there's so much gappage right here, and you know, it's like they didn't take into consideration upon its design, or like, you know, upon like putting this figure together, or the prototype. They just were like, we'll get to it, or probably thought it would lay down, and it just totally sticks up oddly. It's no way you can like set his head to just lay down, or for this to be flush, you know. So, you know, be on the lookout for the Tough Nerd Toy Show. I got some new gameplays. I've just been updating my Dead Space. I'm trying to get all the games that I've ever played that I like, so you guys can, like, you know, just to see which friends of mine really enjoy some of the games that I like, or some of the toys that I review, so on and so forth. Have it up there on the channel, so it's more things to choose from than just toy reviews and stuff like that. Oh boy, again, very sorry. I'm a little bit breathy because my allergies are acting up again. So I think that's it. I think I covered everything with this guy. Should you get him? If you see him for cheap, yes. If you see him for cheap, yes. If you're a big Juggernaut fan like me, yes. Because in my opinion, every figure in this line that was associated with the Marvel Select line, I mean, the Marvel Legends line of X-Men, it was great. But I mean, like, I would still go for my Marvel Select one. So with that being said, that brings this review to a close. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe here on YouTube, and share this video. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and finally Twitch for more unedited dialogue, news, reviews, and gameplay. Finally, don't forget to hit the donate button, as any little bit counts and is greatly appreciated. I'm Uncle Nerds, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, if you buy a toy, bust it open. That's right, don't keep it on the shelf, bust it open. I'm sorry, I like to play with my stuff. I like to look at my stuff, pose my stuff, you know, like have them fight other characters. That's enough talk, Janae. You talk too much. Now, this is the reason why I told him not to, like, you know, I hate when people come down here and mess with my stuff. Because now I got to struggle and put this belt on, which is probably going to expand the plastic a bit. So give me a second. Let me try to force this on, okay?